Humans are the only creatures that cry from emotion. We leak salt water from our faces when we feel overwhelmed. Every other animal only tears up to clear out dust. We cry because our hearts are broken, or because we are absolutely terrified. It is a very strange biological function. Why do our eyes leak when our feelings are hurt? To understand this, we have to look closely at the tear itself. In 1981, a biochemist named William Frey made a bizarre discovery. He collected tears from volunteers who watched sad movies. He then compared those tears to tears caused by chopping onions. The results were completely shocking. Onion tears are mostly just water and antibodies. They are designed to simply wash away irritants. But emotional tears are biologically different. They are thick with proteins and stress hormones. Specifically, they contain a chemical called leucine and enkephalin. This is a natural painkiller. It is an endorphin that your body produces to soothe trauma. When you cry, you are literally medicating yourself. You are flushing excess stress chemicals out of your skull. But why do we excrete them through our eyes? We sweat stress out of our skin. We exhale toxins from our lungs. Why do our eyes need to overflow in front of everyone? Think about a time you saw someone crying in public. Did you feel an urge to look away? Or did you feel a sudden, strange desire to help them? Evolution is incredibly brutal and efficient. Nothing survives unless it serves a distinct biological purpose, and tears are the ultimate survival tool for a social species. A crying face is impossible to misinterpret. It blurs your own vision. It makes you completely defenseless. It is the ultimate physical signal of absolute surrender. In the ancient world, aggression usually meant death. If two cavemen fought over food, the loser might be killed. But tears change the rules of engagement forever. Crying triggers an immediate empathy response in the human brain. It chemically lowers aggression in attackers. It signals to the tribe that you are not a threat. You are broken, and you need immediate support. In 2011, researchers at the Weizmann Institute found something even stranger. Emotional tears actually emit a hidden chemical signal. You cannot smell it consciously, but when men sniffed female emotional tears in a lab, their testosterone plummeted. Their brain scans showed reduced activity in areas related to aggression. The tears acted like a biological chemical weapon, a weapon designed exclusively to generate peace. But what happens when we cry alone? If tears are meant for others, why do we weep in empty rooms? The answer lies deep inside our psychological architecture. Crying alone is a distress signal sent directly to yourself. It is your body demanding that your brain acknowledge the pain. We are incredibly good at repressing our emotions. We smile when we are dying inside. We say we are fine when the world is collapsing. But your autonomic nervous system cannot lie. When the cognitive load becomes too heavy, the system overrides your ego. It forces the water out. It makes the invisible pain physically manifest. Once the tears hit your cheeks, you can no longer deny the truth. You are forced to deal with your own reality. Charles Darwin believed that emotional tears were a pointless side effect. He thought the muscles around our eyes just squeezed glands by accident. He was one of the greatest minds in history, and he was completely wrong. Tears are the glue that held early human societies together. Imagine a tribe of early humans living in absolute terror, surrounded by predators in the dark, starving in the freezing cold. Words were not enough to convey the depth of that suffering, but seeing a face wet with salt water transcended language. It bound families together through shared vulnerability. It taught humans how to care for something other than themselves. Have you ever noticed how exhausted you feel after a long cry? That is the parasympathetic nervous system taking control. First, the sympathetic nervous system revs you up. It causes your throat to tighten. It makes your chest heave. That is your fight or flight response crashing into a brick wall. But then the tears finally flow. The painkiller hormones hit your bloodstream. Your breathing slows down. Your heart rate drops back to baseline. The crisis has passed and your body enters recovery mode. It is a perfectly choreographed biological reset button. Yet today, we treat crying as a sign of weakness. We constantly apologize for it. We wipe our faces and say, "I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm crying." We hide in bathrooms to shed our tears in secret. We have taken our most profound evolutionary adaptation and turned it into shame. Think of how absurd that truly is. You are apologizing for executing a flawless survival program. You are ashamed of the very mechanism that kept your ancestors alive. Every tear you shed is a microscopic record of human evolution. It is a perfect mixture of water, oils, and mucus, coated in a powerful enzyme called lysozyme. Lysozyme destroys dangerous bacteria in a matter of minutes. Your tears literally sanitize the windows to your soul, but they do something even more profound than that. They bridge the gap between our minds and the physical world. Emotion is entirely invisible. It has absolutely no mass. It casts no shadow on the ground. You cannot weigh a feeling of despair. But a tear is tangible. It is physical proof that the invisible realm of the mind can alter reality. Dutch psychologist Ad Vingerhoutz spent 20 years studying why we weep. He found that humans are most likely to cry between 7 and 10 at night, when the exhausting day is finally done, when we are utterly tired, when our cognitive defenses are finally lowered. We cry most often in our homes, sitting alone, or with one trusted person. We wait until we are entirely safe to let the armor fall. Children cry loudly to demand immediate attention from adults. Adults cry silently to request empathy without triggering aggression. But what if you cannot cry at all? There are medical conditions, like Sjogren's syndrome, where tear glands are destroyed. These patients suffer from severe dry eyes, but they also report something much deeper, a strange and terrifying emotional claustrophobia. They feel the deep sadness, but they cannot release it. The physical barrier traps the psychological pain inside their bodies. It proves that the act of crying is not just a symptom of sadness, it is the cure. So the next time you feel the sting in the corners of your eyes, do not fight it, do not apologize. Let the salt water fall. You are participating in a million-year-old ritual, a biological magic trick that turns invisible pain into physical water. We are the only species burdened with the knowledge of our own mortality. We know that we will lose everything we love. That is an unbearable weight for the brain to carry alone. Evolution knew this, so it built us a highly effective release valve. It gave us a way to silently scream for help, to medicate our own broken hearts, to wash our trauma down our cheeks. The universe is vast, cold, and entirely indifferent to your suffering. But your body is not. It cares so much that it will bleed salt water just to bring you comfort. You are never truly suffering alone. Your body is always weeping with you. Tears are not a sign that you have been defeated. They are proof that you survived long enough to feel the weight of being human, and that your body is fighting to keep you here.